Hi, good morning. Good morning. Just tell me if you can hear the sound fine. If you could just tell me if the sound is fine. Morning, Nicolette. Hi, Rita. There's 37 people now. Sound is good. Okay, thanks, Nicolette. There we have 40 people now. There's quite a lot to talk about this morning, and I decided I just want to share the live stream link on Facebook quickly. And you might see kids running in and out as I'm doing this live stream. So, yeah. Morning. Okay, there's 53 people on now, 54 people. There's quite a few things that I want to talk about. So if you can just share the link for this live stream onto Facebook. Okay, I'm just going to share it onto the direct elections group quickly. Joshua, you can say hi to everybody. Yeah, my kids, all 4 of them have been on the road for a long time now. There's 63 of us. Morning, Shane. Hi, Justice. You try and get hold of me, then I try and get hold of you. It doesn't always work out that well. Grita, Barbara. Hi, Nigel. Jonathan. Yes, there's a lot of interesting things happening in the country right now, and the political scene is becoming extremely interesting. So after this live stream is done, I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible. Please share it so that your friends can watch this too. And some of you might have heard by now that the Liberty Fighters Network, has been informed, and Reino told me this last week, that the judgment will be handed down this Friday. So that's fairly big news. Mommy is hiding behind me on the bed here. So yeah, if she sticks her arm out, you'll be able to see her. Yeah, I had to get my hair short. It was really annoying. And while being on tour, I didn't take a hair clipper with me. So yeah, luckily at the last place where we stayed over on the farm, someone could actually give me a clipper, a battery-powered clipper, a very nice one, and it was probably the easiest shave I've had. So I cut my hair myself. I do most things myself, and I prefer to do it that way. Okay, we have 87 people now. I'll wait till we have about 100 before we continue. Hi, Sharon, Willem, Jack, Rulof, Jasmine, Vivian. We have 93 people now. We have hectic winds here in Newcastle at the moment. It's a beautiful venue that we're at, but we only get to stay in these venues for 1 night or 2 nights. So unfortunately, I don't get much of an opportunity to enjoy it. So last night when I got home after the meeting at about 10 o'clock, I actually took my kids for a walk just so that I could spend some time with them. There we have 100 viewers now. It's going up fast now. I took my kids for a walk for about half an hour in the dark around the place just to spend some time with them, because I actually get very little time to spend with my kids and my family. The meeting last night in Newcastle, it was a smaller group, and it was nice to speak to 10 people for a change. And like I've said before, I will speak to one person if that is what it takes. This is not about numbers, it's about having quality time with people. So on this tour, it's very important that I get to answer people's questions. And I tell many people in the meetings that I'm looking for the 1 in 100 that's willing to do something in the country. And I don't bring to, it's not easy for me to actually bring up about the message that I'm sharing with people, because a message does not make me a leader. It does not make any other person a superhero, because this is not what we need. What we need is for every individual in this country to change the way that they do things. And this is very important. So I will be stopping in the Karoo. We will be going now to Mpumalanga from here. Today we'll be leaving from Mpumalanga and also Limpopo. We'll probably stop over in Pretoria along the way. We'll see how that works out, and then we'll still visit the Northwest, Free State, Northern Cape on the way back. And then we'll do the entire Garden Route section again, all the way up to Grahamstown, East London. So the people there, you will see us again in the near future. But we have 117 people now and growing. So thank you very much for coming onto this live stream. I haven't had one in quite a while. So yeah, hopefully the people that have been to my meetings, and it's gone over 2,000 people that we've spoken to now. We must be close to 100 meetings by now. It could be over 100 meetings. We've had 8 meetings in KZN. And during these 8 meetings, we met with hundreds of people, and it's absolutely wonderful that we were able to meet with so many people, speak with so many people, and meet so many wonderful people on the ground. The people that gave us accommodation, I really want to thank you for that. We haven't had to pay for accommodation during this time, so actually being on tour becomes a lot cheaper, and that helps a lot. Because in the past, normally the accommodation would be anything from 700, 900 during lockdown to 1,500 for the family now that the lockdown's been lifted. So that's about the normal rate. But people have kept on funding the tour, and I said as long as people have funded it, we will keep going. And we'll see people anyway. You don't need 20 or 30 people at a meeting for me to come there. I will come and speak to one person if that's what it takes. So just so that you know all of that. If you have any standing by in Bito, hi, Julescape, it's very important that you understand that this is not a publicity stunt. This is about getting people on the ground to change the way they live. And I will impart some of the things that I mentioned in meetings to people. That all of us need to become as independent of large corporations and government as we can, and as fast as we can. And if you look at the worldwide media, after you've been to my meetings, you will know all the things that are being imposed now to take our freedom away. Our government is now speaking about a national address database. In other words, they want to make available everyone's addresses to everyone else because of COVID-19, to stop the spread of COVID-19. And you will see how everything possible is used as an excuse to monitor, track, and trace us. And if you actually see what's happening in Australia now, where they have just announced that you will have a digital ID to come into the country in future by next year this time, there won't be any more normal pass onto a plane. It'll all be digital, and this will be hooked up to say if you've had the vaccine. So you will only be able to enter Australia if you've had the vaccine or if you've been quarantined. So this is the reasons that they're using for that right now, or you will receive a health passport. Many of you might have seen this already. And in South Africa, obviously, we know that 5th generation technology is being rolled out at a rapid rate as part of the 4th industrial revolution. Now, as I meet with people around the country, I've spoken to people who have already had some of these telecom companies come to them and say, I'm going to erect a huge mast in your backyard. And then the people appeal this, but now with the new government gazette, they won't even be able to do that. The time for comment has come and gone, and the government is just going to force this through. They don't care about your public participation process. Many people appeal to this, but it's going to fall on deaf ears. And the one thing that we are looking forward to on Friday, as the Liberty Fighters Network has now made clear, and as I've said, Reino actually told me about this on last week. They have put out a media release, and Reino sent it through to me this morning. As I've said, I discuss these things with Reino regularly, and I want to do this live because this is very important. I did the video on Zweli Mkhize, saying that the health department will now take control of regulations with regards to COVID-19. Because this court judgment, we suspect, might go in our favor. And if it does, the Disaster Management Act's use of controlling us is going to come to an end. And if it does, it looks like the health minister wants to be ready to be able to implement these new regulations under the Health Act. And I want to go through this media release with you. And I really want you to share this. So I want you to share this video, and this specific press release that was made. And it says here, Liberty Fighters Network, media release for immediate circulation. And I'll put a link to this underneath this video when it's done, so that when you share it, people can go and read it. And it says here, the Liberty Fighters Network judgment expected this Friday. Now, all of you know that this has taken forever. And we question, why has it taken this long for this judgment to be made? And government activity picking up. Now, that is the important part, which means that government is preparing for this judgment. This is absolutely what it looks like. And in my discussions with Reino, it's clear that both of us are of the opinion that government is trying to sideline what this court judgment might be bringing to the fore. It says here that the Pretoria High Court has informed Liberty Fighters Network and the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Dr. Zuma, that the long-awaited judgment in their two applications before this court will be handed down this Friday, 23rd of October, 2020. So this coming Friday. And I will be doing a live stream with Reino de Beer this evening, where we will be discussing most of what is in this media release and the repercussions, and where you'll be able to ask questions.